আমরা এখন ট্রাই করবো আরো ভালো ফাইনালে যাওয়ার জন্য। সবাই দোয়া করুন আমাদের জন্য যাতে আমরা ফাইনালে।
Yeah, and then that led to the final replay that we had here from that game. It was the aggressive call. Not a lot of options here by Gant, but you thought that maybe in this miracle they might have been able to fight it out here, Trouble.
Yeah, I feel like they just pulled the trigger off of that really quickly because Drafter takes a lot of damage. He sticks way too close. And I do hope you guys are also like that. Please continue to support your team.
Boy, we had to make sure we got away from some of our other analysts because I know they were hot. The Warrior Ram has finally showed up. They got that booyah, and this is what we're expecting out of the three-time world champs.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a champions against champions right now. One taking the global finals, one taking the EWC, so you would expect really fire gameplay out of that final game, out of the final match, final circle. AGL, though, I mean, I think, like, we just looked away, and then when we look back, they were out. So we look back, they were out. So the final two teams, the 4v circle. AGL, though, I mean, I think, like, we just looked away, and then when we look back, they were out. So the final two teams, the 4v4, it was just phenomenal. I'm also looking forward to how Lao is going to recover right now, because I think they were pushed down a little bit too hard this time. And Rim9, after getting that booyah, they just catapulted themselves up.
Do you think they're going to be, especially for Loud, right? Do you think this is the next game? It's time for them to bounce back because we're seeing consistency once again out of Evos.
Yeah, I mean, Evos being a top 3 in 2 games or 3 games already is enough. Like, if you want to be in there, just an easier ticket to stage 3, then that's what they need right now. Compared to their Southeast Asia, right? They always go for the longer route, the longer days, like even not skipping a day because they're there at the bottom going into elimination before the grand finals, before Point Rush. So I'm loving this version of Evo's Divine right now. Probably it's because of the crowd giving them more energy.
True, and this is the halfway point as well for Group A on day 1 of Free Fire at Esports World Cup 26. Now, on all the squads, right, we're hyping up the squads that are doing good. Let's talk about some of the other squads that needed to improve on that third game. And one of them that ended up improving, at least for my liking, had to be Tag. Boy, this squad was finally able to start putting up some eliminations on the board, and this is what we're expecting them. I know Lucifer in the back is expecting even more out of them.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we were just talking about that earlier before the game started, and then we saw them perform. So it's a good thing as well that it only took them a couple of games before for their warm-up, before they really bring it on, because being at the bottom 2 or almost the bottom 2, that's not a place that you want to be, even if you still have another day to play. So you don't want to risk it. At least bring yourself halfway to what is intended, and then that's when you play. If you don't, like, that's when you gauge. If you really don't want to show that much performance, just go in there in the skirts of what is needed to get the next stage.
Yeah, and the good thing too, like going in regards to Evos, in regards to Burram United now that are starting to get all these points, right? One thing that is going good for this squad, yeah, they're performing well, they're being consistent, but they're just sponging up all those points at the top. And don't forget, once we finish tomorrow from Group A, the top 4 will be going to Champion Rush Finals, and the last 2 will be going home, and in between they'll be going to Survival. But that sponge of points there from the top is gonna just make it everything even tighter.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's difficult for them to really catch up. Like, because of the huge lead that you have right there, it's making it like hard for the teams to really catch up, and it's also demeaning at some point. Like, you will see your team at the bottom trying and struggling that much to bring in the numbers, and then you see the top wherein even if you still have one day, but everyone is competitive at this point. You want to get closer and closer to where you're intended to be, to skip one day and just watch everyone play.
Yeah, and from this map that we just saw, Purgatory, remember, this is one that you were looking to see some crazy stuff. I gotta ask you, were you happy with what we saw there out of Purgatory, or do you want to see more madness?
Well, definitely more madness, more chaos with a K. Because Purgatory, like, I'm not given that most of the opportunity for a skewed flight path, the like ruining final circle. But at least the teams are treating it as if it's a skewed flight path. The early engagement that's happening, a lot of teams trying to go in and out for battle, and that's what makes it exciting, because they're just playing it with the spirit of the map itself.
Yeah, and now, as going to the last 3 games here of Group A, right? Earlier we were talking about tag. We wanted to see them being able to step up. I know we have a team from Pakistan as well that, I mean, we want them to see step it up because they just have such a passionate fan base back at home. I want you to tell me a team that you're going to be looking at, especially this next 3 matches, to either continue to be consistent the way they have been, or that you might see some fluctuation on their performances.
I mean, I want to see Paradox Gaming. Currently, they're bottom of the leaderboard right now, but at some point, we've seen the aggression as well from their regional. So it's something that they can bring to the table a little bit early this time instead of waiting for the second day. And also, some of the consistency that we've seen from the RS Gaming, because the Real Soldiers Gaming is one of those that we didn't expect really show up the first time in AWC, first time in global in terms of a Free Fire competitive scene, and they're really doing well. I don't know if this is the full extent of their performance, or they're just still biding and waiting for the opportunity to bring the fire on.
I mean, they just gotta put themselves in that position where they can actually just claw at that booyah like BRM United Esports was able to do on that last one. Wasana was one of the players that I know Conchita really wanted to see them being able to step up in their performance and actually perform for their squad. Is there any player or any 2 players that in the next 3 matches you're going to be keeping a close eye on because you want them to impact the game in a positive way for their team?
Now, one thing I'm really looking at, especially if Wasana is involved, you have Get High in there. Get High with a combination of Wasana would be really aggressive on their tip-top shape. And also Moshi in there, like staying in the back lines. Depending on the map, though, if we go into a map wherein it's like favoring the snipers, we might see Moshi and Jonah pull away, try double sniper, or just get information in the early parts of the game, and then just leave the opportunity for Wasana as well as Get High to go for those elimination. And one signature that I keep seeing from BRM United is once they get that knock, they pull out the launch pad and jump straight into the battle.
We have a lot of viewers that might be watching Free Fire for their first time. If you are one of those viewers, please let us know on social media. Use that hashtag EWC. Use that hashtag EWC26. I want you to explain to the new viewers that are watching Free Fire for the first time about that launch pad, because I absolutely love it, as we're just being absolutely sidetracked here by a dancing, is that a dancing bull or a dancing cow?
It's a dancing bull, and I love the energy. I love the energy on the stage right now. And
Is that Fluxo? I can't tell.
yeah, it is,
Right? I'm like, I have glasses on and I can't tell if it's like, you guys playing like three more games, okay? Your group is gonna be coming up. Hopefully you guys brought the drums, you brought the Brazilian energy, because we've seen it so far with Loud, but I know once we go into Group B, we wanna see Fluxo bring it.
Oh yeah, I mean, great potential for the team right now, and a great revenge storyline coming from them, because from what we've said, from what we've seen as well, there's a lot of disappointing run, and it was caused by these couple of champions that we have in front of us right now. So I love to see. It's a good thing as well, it's a very different group, because they won't have to beat them on the get-go.
They're just waiting to see each other on the finals or survival, which honestly, if you're Evos, if you're BRM, it's not going to be looking like you're going to be going to survival. If they keep playing like this, consistency, you might as well just put it in their middle name, because this squads have been very consistent. But I think it's time we start the second half of Group A. Let's send it over to AJ. Tash Buddy.
Honestly, insane seeing what's going on ground. We have so many people here. We have mascots on the ground as well. And we're already halfway through the first group.
Absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm very sure that the fans out there are excited to see their teams perform out here on the battles. But it is definitely a big question mark for some of the squads, right? You look at Paradox Gaming, you look at how they're doing out there so far. I feel like the gunfights in Purgatory were so much better, but they're still having their first day jitters full on. I want to see a little bit of an improvement as we head on into this game number 4.
Yeah, I mean, we talked a little bit about, you know, you have how much space to really just warm up that engine, get yourself into the groove of the game. But as we go into the day, yes, 2 days, but already for Group A, we're halfway through. 3 more maps to go before they go on a break for the rest of the day and then come back tomorrow. But then again, playing catch-up against these teams is not going to be easy.
Locally, for Paradox, this is one of their better maps. So this could just be exactly what turns their fate around here on day 1. You don't really want to be depending on day 2 to find that recovery back into the competition. And you sure as hell don't want to be at the bottom 2 spots, because that is straight up relegation tomorrow if that is where you're going to end the day on. But as we head on into game number 4, it's time for some Next Terra.
Next Terra is interesting. There's just so many different bits and bobs parts of this maps. Oh, how he's going to go. And on top of that as well, we are still seeing, I think, somewhat of a hot drop here. Looking here, we have PDX, I think, toward the Deca Square with another team. I'm not too sure. I can't really see who exactly is that. I believe it's DRS.
Russia leading the leaderboard right now with elimination. 16 points personally delivered by the super sniper, the Wonder Kid. Still the Wonder Kid. And I think nobody else is going to be taking away the title from him. No one else has shown the kind of determination, the kind of hunger, as well as the performance that Russia has shown us ever since he stepped onto a stage like this. But Loud, once again, looking to do exactly that as they play a little bit of Clash Squad against Falcons.
There's a lot of things going on over there as well. You see On Fire reposition himself a little bit more further forward, keeping his head down here, because there's a lot of pressure that they're putting onto him as well. His teammates aren't super close as well. So if anything, he's just buying a bit of time, but his teammates, I think, shouldn't be a problem to bring him back into the game if he does go down fairly early. But if anything, the best case scenario for Falcons, well, you steal away one more kill before you get knocked down here. But BCP is tracking him right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess it's not a full-on Clash Squad battle, because Falcons, most of them out of this rust down area. The rotations are coming on through, and it looks like Loud wants that big flank to find the extra point off of the Falcon player. We'll catch up with them later on as Buriram spots out Demon's Pride, top 16, about to be tagged up. Jonah has got the M24 in hand, just no angles to work off of it just yet. Gun Dynasty, on the other hand, with a very early reset, at least pulling back one player back in here, and with a phenomenal flank On Fire, finally taken out of position there. AGAL, one player down on the ground. The battle between them and Gun Dynasty does not end well here for Gun Dynasty. The recovery definitely needed once again, and Cornell is on the case.
Yeah, in this situation here in AGL, they've always been so proactive with these early fights as well. Already 5 eliminations here. Saifa once more. Rahat is on the other end waiting as TEC already in such a precarious position, but his teammates able to be brought back into the game, but Nejat goes down to PDX.
Oh, Team Apex Gaming, extra point for them, baby, if they can pick this up. Thrill of Battle popped perfectly, and a timely Thrill of Battle leads to Woven picking up that extra point. But here comes Demon's Pride. They want the fight. They take this jump straight to the vending machine. Instant revival, but Madara sacrifices himself for that pick. Jazzy comes in for the save, picking up his buddy. No extra revivals needed. DAG, Team Apex Gaming, didn't finish those players off just yet. Catch a quick replay here in the middle of a very important battle for Team Apex Gaming. But it looks like they'll call for a little bit of a truce for the time being.
Yeah, just now, I think a lot of things are going on in that situation. I think they got cornered, if you ask me. Now, as we look at the main fight that's currently going here, TAG is still chasing the heck out of DP. Jazzy already knocked down as well. And I have to say, TAG doing a great job just cornering their prey, making sure that they can't reposition.
Almost got a little bit messy there. And obviously, obviously the recovery was going to be important, and that's exactly what Team Apex Gaming finds for themselves. Buriram, I saw players step into the compound of the Indian squad just moments ago, and as I say that, Wolven takes him right off the board. Get IXL is there though, and it looks like Buriram's taking a full-on fight up against the Indian squad. Team Apex Gaming might be in a little bit of a trouble here. Katie God brings Wolven right back in off screen, and Loud spotting out Gun Dynasty, who is looking for the recovery in this game. I don't know if or not they're ready for the battle. One player from the side of TEC is going to be stuck in this compound as well. It's going to get messy for them if they can't find the recovery for themselves.
Yeah, UAV is out as well. Should give away the position. Tried to get that, I think tried to just jump and see if he can get some info, but he got tagged. If anything in this situation here, Kutush might be in trouble next. And I have to say, Benel doing a great job of marking every single enemy around the area. Nothing gets away from this guy.
Yeah, absolutely. They play the Moko really well. And he had the M82B and the SKS as well. Great attention from that long range and the advantage taken. And Katie God keeping the Indian squad still in the game with the double revive. Buriram trickled in one after the other, finding Team Apex Gaming. But the Indian squad could not take these giants out. Three-time world champs for a good reason. They're just ramping up very slowly here, not showing their aggressive side just yet, Buriram.
I can see how active the map is right now. Loud's getting a few pickoffs as well. I'm sure DRS as well, while everything has been going on here. In this situation, I think
No, Katie God, just a wrong spot. Ran straight in and put it up. No binoculars, no extra information out in the open. Just got spent. And now Falcons fighting the players of Gun Dynasty. Gun Dynasty has just had a rough run in this lobby this time round. Nextera's just not the outplays. Limit will find one from afar. David 444 found as well. The players of Gun Dynasty flanked all around, and it's the Falcons swooping on in. The birds of prey looking for a meal. And Gun Dynasty is just that fill.
yeah, Shairu is stuck outside the zone as well. What are you going to do here? You have to find a different way into the area. And Falcons they desperately really want that one extra point. It almost feels like they just are playing with a vengeance. Now, in this situation here, GD looking good with 6 points already. Shairu still managing to stay alive. And right now, if we were to look at the leaderboard here, EVOS is looking really good right now. They have a huge lead compared to the rest of the teams. And in terms of, I would say, positioning right now, they're looking, I think, fairly alive. If anything, throughout the entirety of this day, EVOS has been doing well in terms of positioning, in terms of looking for pickups, in terms of looking for fights as well. And I don't think this is going to change anytime soon.
Because Nextera has always given us a lot of eliminations thanks to the number of vending machines, compounds that you can use for cover, not having to use up all of your glue walls too early in the matchup. And we're going to see quite a number of survivors. Again, as I say that, the Rail Soldiers pulling in a double revive. Yet again, extra coins. Takuri making sure. He brings back the 2 revives first. So great strategy played by him before he got caught out there. Unfortunate that he could not go in for that final revive. So 2 players down for the side of DRS once again.
AGL is really scary. If you think you've managed to shake them off, there's just really a false sense of security before finally being taken out. He's done his due diligence though. He brought his teammates back into the game, and I think bringing them back into the game, it poses a big threat to so many of these teams. Now, in this particular area where Falcons was, you could see just now they were really looking for Jazzy. He's still very much alive, but they have to be very, very aware that Loud is close by somewhere in the wing. So this could potentially be a 2-way fight. It's looking really good right now.
Rough run for Demon's Pride. Their Pride definitely taking a hit here on day 1. Still down at the very bottom of our leaderboard, which is 10 points to their side. David 444 down on the ground. Instant pickup there, and the recovery is solid for Gun Dynasty. But they have been challenged all throughout this lobby. The only luck they have now is they're dealing with DRS, and they've got the numbers advantage in this battle as well.
Just really trying to find this bounty as well as really settle it down, as well as Alu tries to put a little bit of space away from GD. If he's able to maybe isolate this fight, buy a bit of time, so Stroix will be able to give him a bit of, I would think, support. That'll be really good. Now the Falcons finally ran toe-to-toe against Loud. BCP forced to move away here as the Falcons finally rally back. They have a nice high ground to play with. Over on the other side here, gonna cook up that nade, throw it forward, but it's gonna bit too wide as BZP is just so quick on that reposition.
Yeah, that was a blind nade there. No Moko for the advantage. Good time kind of BZP. Has got the double barrel, but the Valiant Dash is bursting through him. Extra bit of confidence off of the electrotherapy that Cassie provided them. Limit those straight down to the ground. Recovery is not going to be impossible here, but they're going up against one of the best Brazilian squads. Loud can shut them down, and that's exactly what makes them 14 perfection. On side, down. Caroro shut down as well. Loud making a lot of noise, but Venus there for the save. But the pickups have to be the focus here. And Falcons surviving this one. Waka too far away to back up the rest of his brothers, and Falcons will survive because of that.
I am loving the fact that Falcons really doubled down on this, and then Dedrick as well, just stuck in the corner, trying his best to survive. But Aurora United, they're saying no. So as much as you want to survive, it's not going to happen. We will dig you out of that hole if we have to. Guess one more point to their name, and now they're going to go and find a different way into the area. This mid-side area in terms of rotations here, southern side, EVOS has controlled this area. Toward the western side, PDX is sort of moving around the area. Northern side, Aurora, but middle side here, you have, I think, GD and AGL forward, and TAG just bust.
নুসরাত 10টা কিলো রয়েছে পজিশন বেটার রাইট নাও
AGL তারা আর্লি লিগতে বেশ ভালো একটা শুরু করেছিল, দেন এগেইন তারা নিজেদের প্লেয়ার হারানোর পর আবারও রিগ্রুপ করেছে, আবারও ফিরে এসেছে। ডিআরএস এর সাথে ফাইট চলছে, ফ্যালকনদের পিনা নক করেছেন, আলুকে কনফার্মও করে ফেলেছেন। কেরোরো ড্রপ হয়ে পড়ে যাচ্ছেন এবং কেরোরোকে কিন্তু রিভাইভ করতে সক্ষম হয়েছেন। অ্যাভারেজ এলিমিনেশন জিপোয়ে থেকে রোটেট করতে চায় পরবর্তী সার্কেলের দিকে। এখনো 10টি প্লেয়ার বেঁচে রয়েছে, প্যারাডক্স, অরোরা, TAG, ডিআরএস, ফ্যালকন।
And yet again, the Brazilian squad on the back foot. This is just not their lobby. Recovery seems to be really difficult. And that's exactly what Nextera is. Lots of spots to hide away.
Yeah, Alu is not going to be able to hit the ground there. Going to just get knocked out so quickly. CB did try to give a bit of pressure there onto Burma United. Not happening though. You know, like you mentioned, Moshi just so superb on the snipers.
Oh yeah. But I'm showing that, yes, we were ramping it up slow, but nothing impossible for us to catch up with. Rasha, though, right below the bridge like a troll, up against Falcons, but gonna get caught all alone here. On fire, making the rotation. Rasha, can you survive this one? What kind of trickery will you show us? It's Gun Dynasty that takes advantage of that chaos, and the follow-up is solid. EVOS with the revenge. The players on the side of Paradox taking advantage of this situation as well. Enrique is going to get picked right back up, and Falcons off of that rotation put themselves under the bridge, losing 2 players in that sequence.
In this situation, EVOS as well, trying to take away this positioning coming in from Aurora, but cannot able to come close to them at all. And EVOS is very, very patient here, trying to find an opening, an angle, anything, but also aware that Loud is close by. One moment your head is out there in the open, it's going to be instantly popped, and that's how it is for both of these teams here. And it's sort of a momentary stalemate between these 3 teams. You have to worry about PDX as well. You also see that they're trying to rush away from the area as On Fire tries to put in the damage.
See if Another Fire can get this catch up here, quickly repositioning right under the robo. And it gives them a little bit of cover for the time being. Launchpad, I think they were looking for a little bit of a higher angle as DRS Gaming gets taken out of the equation, blocked down by the thrill of battle, and Falcons needs to quickly reposition. They do not want to get stuck in a fight without their active skills. Riptide Rhythm from behind. EVOS will play some shots, but it's Aurora that takes the advantage with that shot. The Malaysian squad slowly sneaking their way back in here. Locked down once again by the thrill of battle. Potentially out of the Brazilian squad this time round. Grenade. What a tight angle, played perfectly there.
But Loud up against EVOS, that's going to be the appointment that they have to go through first before catching up with the Malaysians.
This is insane high-stakes fights as well. Just fighting for this real estate property. Saifa gets knocked down somewhere in the corner here as Evo still saves their lives by just hunkering down in the corner and waiting out the initial onslaught. You can see Trapped barely alive, already taking so much damage. Gets a top up here, trying to break into the building. And somewhere in the corner, Team Apex Gaming does already get eliminated here. Loud waiting patiently on the outer side here. Like it or not, EVOS and Aurora are going to have to vacate the premises. Now the glue wall's involved, I think, destroyed. They're coming into the area. EVOS forced to move back as well.
A smart repositioning here by Loud. Put a great distance between themselves and the chaos that they almost encountered between EVOS and Aurora. Now leaving the battle between the Malaysian and the Indonesian squad. And the shots from afar, AGL putting the pressure on to both Aurora and EVOS. Riptide Rhythm breaking down the defenses. Azrael sneaky. But he saw the Riptide Rhythm and quickly stepped away from the window. Ray, on the other hand, not doing that. AGL getting a couple of tags in. Aingot, the Mogul tagging him up already. And it looks like he will sneak away. Ray, on the other hand, will not get the pleasure of doing so. Axel's going to get caught out. Riptide Rhythm again putting on so much of pressure, taking advantage of this tight little compound. And Aurora again will get snuffed out early.
He was doing great. It's really catching people in the mid of the rotations as well. Now EVOS only aim god is alive. Gonna hunker down the corner as Loud is gonna work their magic onto GD. Aim god rushing through, but for the other side here, it's gonna be a massive Nyx and Trap doing a lot of magic, but GD pressuring them. And AGAL also wants to join in on that fight. GD rushing forward, and now right in the nick of time, you have AGAL find the last possible member from EVOS, not able to survive, so aim god down and out.
Yeah, that's it for EVOS. AGL spotted them out and they were just tracking them all the way through. And now Gun Dynasty trying to take on the Brazilians, but the interference from the Thai squad. AGL long range away and almost no cover at all except their glue walls. This is going to be trouble if a Skylar is in the hands of either Gun Dynasty or Loud. And they'll quickly take some cover behind the boulder as well as the
AGL being very patient here, stuck behind a rock. But now GD wants to take away this real estate from Loud, cannot do so. Oh,
Loud. Beautifully played here by Latam. Understanding the angles perfectly. Trying to make use of the utilities instead of taking a straightforward fight up against Loud, who do have the positional advantage in that sequence. Shiru, though, ball in hand, looking for the flank, trying to play a little bit of pressure on AGAL to take AGL out of the equation here before they have to deal with Brazil. And AGL understands the little bit of a boost that they are in, trying to close the distance down to take the positional advantage away from GD as the circle forces them closer in.
Shiru is just trying to really just come into the area, can go for this backstab. AGL does try to collapse forward, but the amount of pressure that Loud is putting on them is incredible. GD cannot come close and come into the compound at all. Do fall, David, good one onto him as well. And Shiru is positioned.
Gun Dynasty have been pushed outside. They are at a
এই যে আবার আইছে এই যে ক্লিক ওটা ওটা সেম নেটওয়ার্কই বারবার আইছে
Next round, the exact same performance. Great play, I have to say.